everyone, and welcome to a special edition of the Davidson Coaches Corner, powered by J.J. Wade & Associates. I'm Jake Eisenberg, and our guest this week is Davidson Wildcats football defensive coordinator Jon Berlin. Jon, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Tough loss for you guys against Morehead State this past Saturday, 35-28 the final. What did you see from your defense?
It was a mixture. I mean, there were some good plays. We forced a turnover early, had some good 3-and-outs. Ultimately, there were some times on third down that we really wanted to get them off the field, and we did not. And that's something we're clearly going to have to work on.
It seemed like one of the turning points in this game was a 22-play, 88-yard drive from the Eagles. Lasted over 9 minutes. What are the biggest struggles that your defense faces during a sustained drive like that?
During a drive like that, as I just talked about, those third down situations, you have to capitalize on those to win really tough ball games. I thought we were very close at times, but you got to make those plays to get them off the field. And, we struggled in that area on that particular drive. And, that enabled them to get down there and made it a struggle in a tough game.
When you come to a new program, how do you implement kind of the defensive mindset that you bring with you to a new team?
Well, it's going to start with a mentality, okay? And we're in terms of when we come to a program, offensively and defensively, we want to be the most physical and the most aggressive team on the field. That is our goal. So it certainly starts with that. As I said, we really like to be able to run. In the high academic realm where we are, we really want our guys to understand our concepts and be able to layer those concepts so we can do some more complex things defensively as we move along.
Now, this is your first year at Davidson, but you've worked with head coach Scott Abel for a while now. You were on his staff at Washington and Lee. What's your relationship like with him?
We've coached together a very, very long time between high school and Washington and Lee, and obviously here. We know each other very well. We know what our expectations are, and we work very well together.
When you decided to come down to Davidson and you arrived here, what were your first impressions?
I was very, very pleasantly surprised with just the want to of our players, the will to be better, the will to improve our program. And to this point, our guys have worked so hard each and every week, and that's been really exciting. When you take over a kind of a rebuilding project, you don't know what you're going to get, and our guys have been phenomenal in that regard.
We're more than midway through the season. It's almost a full calendar year now for you in Davidson. What's this year been like for you and your family?
It's been quite an adventure. We found out about this opportunity probably on Christmas Eve of last year, and so
not a bad present.
No, it was a great present, and so my family's really enjoyed it, and it's a great community, a great place to live. We're thrilled to be here. Taking
a look now at this weekend, you guys are traveling up to New York to take on Marist. What are some of the adjustments that you think this defense needs to make before then? We need to continue to get after the quarterback. I think that's really important. They have a dynamic set of receivers that we're obviously going to need to stay over the top of and do those kinds of things. As we continue to improve, I think it's really important in our pass defense that we collision underneath routes. So we're not letting those guys get a running start at our defensive secondary. You mentioned the wide receiver core for the Red Foxes and the pass defense that you want to see. How do you approach that during practice?
We'll take as fast a receiver. Emulating guys like that is very difficult. We'll take as fast a guy as we can get, and luckily we have several of them, and really try to give our guys advantageous looks so they're not shocked on game day.
Jon, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Best of luck this week against Marist as well.
Appreciate it.
You can follow the team at Davidson FB on Twitter and also listen to the game live at Davidson Radio Network and on the TuneIn app. Wildcats take on the Red Foxes this Saturday. For this special edition of the Davidson Coaches Corner, I'm Jake Eisenberg. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next week.